Right. So this is the first and introductory session. Today I'm going to discuss about overview about the PNC market because already you are into the insurance domain. Already, as you mentioned, that you're already working on the insurance sector for some time. Normally, insurance, which refers to the property and casualty insurance sector, will be having three different services. Let me explain you about the PNC on a high level now. And why and how Guidewire is being used in the organization, I will explain that later. So normally when it comes to the property and casualty insurance domain is concerned, PNC domain majorly have three different business services. One is the policy administration part, second is billing, third is claims. There are three things. Policy administration means when any customer want any application is required, any policy is needed against to the property they bought or any vehicle they have bought, it has to be insured generally. So what customer do? Customer have to submit application to the insurance company with all the required information. For example, if someone is applying for homeowner insurance and all, they have to submit all the details about the home, right? So followed by uh, uh, the property, when it was constructed, where it was constructed, age of the property, where it was located, all the details they have to submit. It depends on the kind of line of businesses they belongs to, they have to submit it. So once those are submitted, it has to be processed by the underwriting team, because if there is any kind of risk that is associated, underwriting team has to review the application. Based on that, we submit a quotation. We give a quotation to the customer. If customer is accepted, automatically uh, customer will pay the premium, and we issue the policy document to the customer. Right. So this is all about the policy part. So this is one line of business or one service. I don't say line of business. One service insurance company do policy administration means issuing policy. Or else the second about cancellations. If there is any non-payment of the policy is not premium is not paid within the stipulated time, automatically policy will be cancelled. You know that. At the same time, renewal. Renewal nothing but every year whatever the premium came, right? So every year customer has to pay, so that automatically premium will be paid automatically. Policy document will be created. Policy will be renewed year on year, etc. This is all part of renewal. Next is called reinstatement. Reinstatement means when there is any cancellation taken place, that has to be reinstated any point in time in coming times, right? So this is all about the policy administration and all. Second, billing. Billing nothing but any customer is paying any premium they are paying. Either it can be first time payment or it can be any renewals and all. Everything will be taken care of by the billing department or billing team. Even commissions to the insurance brokers or an agents. Normally in Guidewire, we call it as producer. That is the word we use it. Producer are the word we use it. So using producer, what producers do? Producers are the people who basically works on, just give me a second. No, I think it's running. Okay, fine. So basically, uh, come through commission through broker or an agent, generally application will be submitted. So once application is submitted, when customer has paid the premium, automatically we have to pay some commission to the brokers or agents. That is part of second, which is called commissions, all that. The third one is called claim processing, claims and all, right? So claims means any person has submitted any claim, which is called FNOL process, we call it as. for any first notice of loss, any policy, any application is submitted, that has to be reviewed by the claim team, whether what type of policy a person is having. So what are the different coverages that are involved? Everything has to be reviewed by them. Finally, they have to submit the policy, and it has to be continued further. So claim processing will be continued further. Finally, claim settlements, or we are denying it or we are accepting, that is different. So these are the three major processes are involved in the insurance company, any company you can say. Because across the world we have many companies who have even more than 100 years of experienced companies can also see across the world. So to manage these business activities, they want some kind of applications, even for policy management, even for billing, even for claims. They want different applications to manage these activities. So to manage these activities for a very long time, we were using some old on-premise legacy applications. I think you must be knowing. I think you are working on one of the insurance application, as you have stated some time back. There were
Yes.
very old legacy applications we are using for a very long time. Still, even many companies are using some legacy applications. But now companies are slowly expanding their technical upgradation of their application to the next level. For example, any insurance company, inception time, they have very limited customer base. Even whatever the line of businesses they are involved, everything is also limited. But can you expect the same thing even now? No, right? So the expansion of the business increased a lot. Lot of changes have happened in the application. So they want to scale their application to the next level, which on-premise applications or legacies doesn't have the provision, because those are limited in terms of the scalability. You don't find, because those are old applications for a very long time we are using. You don't have the provision. So many companies are transforming their services from old legacy to new applications. Like it's not only Guidewire, we have many other applications as well. We have Duck Creek, we have Magisco, right? So we have other applications also. But one of the prominent product that we are using in the industry now and then is called Guidewire. Guidewire is one of the product we are using. Now, here is a layman question anyone can ask. Okay, Raj, why Guidewire is so prominent, right? Because there were any other products are available. Why are we talking about Guidewire and for what reason? So the reason behind Guidewire product, usage of Guidewire product will be for some purposes. There are reasons behind. First of all, if you talk about Guidewire, Guidewire is an insurance suite. Generally, we call, right? We use a word called Guidewire insurance suite. Insurance suite means combination of policy center, combination of billing and claims. All these three will be part of insurance suite. But if you want to buy, let's say you have an insurance company where you want to buy only policy center because you want to upgrade your system, policy center you want to transform to Guidewire. Not billing and claims, because if a billing and claims, you have your own on-premise applications. You don't want to disturb that. But as a company, you guys have taken a decision to transform their policy services and all everything to Guidewire. So Guidewire has an advantage where any one, two, or three modules you can buy. You need not to buy all the three modules as a Guidewire insurance suite. Even though Guidewire has all the three modules, which comes under the insurance suite category, necessarily you don't need to buy all the three modules. Any one module can be bought, and that can be configured, that can be integrated. Because configuration, nothing but in the beginning of the call when we discussed, I told you. Configuration means we are configuring the application according to the business rules and government mandates. For example, it depends on the business rules of the organization. You want to configure the pages, right? So you want to add some new fields to the existing one, or if you want to add any kind of new entities to the existing drop down box, or any page level configurations we want to do, right? So, or else any kind of data model changes you want to make, you want to add everything. So, all these things can be done using the configuration part. This is what we call it as configurations transfer. Second is called integration. Then anyway, being a technical person, if you want to conceive the data from one system to another system, you require some integration. There were multiple elements in integration, you know that, right? So right from web services, we have message queues, we have batch processings. These are all different integration elements we have in this thing. So any industry or any company want to buy any one product can buy. This is one reason behind why prominence of Guidewire is more. Any one module can be taken, no need to take all the modules. And this can be customized. And this can be customized by your IT partner, because we have IT consulting companies, right? So who will be performing all the configurations, integrations, everything they will create and they will provide us for an insurance company, right? So this is the reason why prominence for Guidewire is more. That is point number one. Point number two, Guidewire advantage under the Guidewire is Guideware now and then is a cloud application, because Guideware have two things. One is on-premise services we have, even cloud services also we have. Both the things we have. So if you want any on-premise services, you can buy it. Or else if you want to have any cloud services, if you want, you can buy that as well. So both we have. On-premise you can buy, at the same time you can buy the cloud also. Both the services can be bought. Because some companies, they wants to manage their data within their premises. Okay, they want to make their data, customer data within their premises. They don't want to distribute this to the outside. Some companies will have that opinion. Some people wants to manage their infrastructure on the cloud environment so that they can move towards cloud. So advantage in Guidewire is Guideware have two options. Either you can go with the on-premise services that you are using. Means you can install the software as I can show you here, and you can use it. You can do that. From a company point of view, I'm referring this. Or else if you want to use a cloud application, you can use cloud application also. These are the two reasons behind why majority of the people are moving towards Guidewire application. Understood now? You're clear. Got it.
Yes, yeah.
Right. So this is the reason why we are moving towards Guideware. Now, when it comes to the role of a developer, of course, we have many other roles. You know that. You must be knowing that. Because Guideware have many roles. Guideware, we have architect roles, we have even developer roles, we have even business analyst roles, we have even testing roles. These are the four roles that you see in Guideware. Architects are the people who provide technical architecture for the project, whatever the technical architecture that is needed. So the technical architecture will be provided by the architect teams. That is what generally we do. From the architect point of view, architecture will be provided, a technical roadmap. Let's say, for example, we are planning to use Guideware application, policy center we are purchasing. Now that has to be configured, that has to be structured, right? According to your organizational needs. You need to have a technical roadmap to do that. The technical roadmap will be given by the Guideware architects. People who are coming from the development side for more than 10 years or so can become Guideware architect. Of course, they must be knowing about design patterns. They must be knowing about code refactoring. All these things they must be good with. Second role is called BA roles. BA nothing but the functional role. You must be knowing that even. Because if customer wants some changes to be made and all, someone has to gather it. Someone has to translate it into a requirement, either in terms of document or in terms of user stories they have to translate. Subsequently, that information will be given to the technical team. So the technical team will develop the application. Okay. So for that, you require some business analyst teams. Those are functional people who should have a command over the functional UI part. Just now I'm saying, right? So this is generally a UI, policy center UI you can see. Okay, under the policy center UA, they must be having an understanding over the UA part. That is point number 2. Point number 3, when we are working on the other area, when we are, let me check it. Yeah. So whenever we are working on the next role is called developer role. Developers are the people who majorly of two different categories. One is configuration developer, second is an integration developer. Configuration developer means you need to configure the application according to the needs of the organization based on the inputs given by the PA team. So either it can be page level configurations, because this you can see here. Here you can see all the page level configurations if you want. Okay, if you want to make any kind of page level configurations, that we can do. Or else if you want to change any kind of extensions or entities or something, like any entity extensions, everything that can be changed. This is all something can be done by the development team. So generally these development jobs of two. One is configuration developer, second is an integration developer. Configuration developer means focusing more on the configuration side of the project. When it comes to the integration developer, majorly focusing on the integration elements. Either it can be web services, it can be message queues, it can be what we call it can be batch processing. This is all something will be part of integration. So integration developer. So these are two roles. Some companies are opting both, not one. Some companies were expecting people should have both. That is their this thing. Otherwise, some people say I want only configuration developer. Some says only integration. So this is the third role. The other role is called tester role. Testing nothing but people who are working on the testing side of the project. Means whatever the code that was written by the team, etc., everything can be done under the testing team. So these are the four different roles that we see in the field of guideware, which organizations now and then are expecting someone to hire with. So now we are talking about Guidewire Developer role, right? So by being into the Guidewire Developer, one of the major thing that we must be knowing about the functional flow. Of course, I'll be starting the functional flow from tomorrow, not doing today. So functional flow of the project means you must be knowing about how the functional process flow will looks like, right? How the process flow is going on, right? So you must be knowing about all these things that you should be aware of. What are the functional flow do we have, etc. You must be good with that functional flow. You need to know that functional flow you must be aware of, right? So because any changes are needed, if you want to make any kind of changes, we have to make the changes accordingly. So that functional understanding is always one of the key and important element one to be known with. So functional understanding over the functional flow is always important. Always important. That we can do it later. Okay, so functional flow is more important. So that is one more aspect that we need to know. So functional flow process of policy, right? How the policies can be created, how the applications can be created, right? So at the same time, how the underwriting rules will be written in the application, how the activity patterns that are to be written under the application. Everything you must be aware of. Everything you must be good with. The functional flow is needed. After functional flow, next one about knowing about the configuration part. Okay, that is first is configuration, second is integration. Generally, configuration major whatever the changes that we want to make, everything will be done under the extensions, because these are all the extensions wherein you can see these are the extensions, entities, and type list. So whatever the database level, field level changes you want to make, right? So you want to add any new table to the existing one, new column to the existing. Everything can be done under the entities. These are the entities. If you want to make any changes, entities under entities, we can do the changes. Even type list also the same. If you want to create any new type list, or if you want to add any type list extensions or entity extensions, everything that we can do. This is for the database part. Data model means there are different data model. What are the tables do we have? You want to add new columns to the existing one based on the need of the customer that someone has said. Everything can be done under the configuration side. So normally we have even metadata files also, but metadata files we don't do any changes because metadata files are extension.eti. .eti or .tta. These are the two extensions you see in metadata, which is readable files. Those files are not something for you to make the changes. We don't do the changes also. Whatever the changes that we are doing, all the changes will be done under the entity part only. So that is also there. Next, as a development role, we need to work on the configuration part. Whatever the page level configurations, whatever the pages we have existed, because for the application, these are the application, these are the pages that are existed. For example, if you want to make any changes on the particular page, right? So you want to add new field to the existing one, or if you want to add any kind of new drop-down box to the existing one or so. So those things can be done under the page configurations. This is what we call it as PCF, page configuration files. This page configuration files, everything will be part of configuration. So these are majorly for configuration analyst. Means if someone wants to become a configuration developer or an analysis, once you are analyzing, if you want to become a developer role and all, these configuration roles are more important. Means you must be good with the entities and extensions, how to add new entities, how to add new extensions, or how to create new entities, or how to create new type list. All these things you must be well versed. At the same time, we must be well versed with page level configurations, how to do this PCF configurations, that we must be knowledgeable with. At the same time, as I already mentioned, when it comes to the workflows are concerned, because there are different workflows we have. Okay, because these are the predefined workflows already there. Any functional changes that we have made, subsequently we have to make the changes even in the workflow also. So understanding over the workflow and process over the workflow is also one of the key and important thing that we must be good with. This is also something will be comes under the workflow part, all that stuff. This is all something will be part of workflows, etc. All these. Next about the integration part. So this is integration part where you can see 1 minute. Yeah, when we are working on the entities. uh, yeah. Yeah, whenever we are working on these integrations and all. In these integrations, we need to work on first schemas. We have to create some XML or JSON payload schemas has to be created, which was already created for some example. Anyway, I'll show you again. After that, we need to create a mapping. JSON payload have to be created even for mapping. After that, we need to work on API. But the advantage in API is that for Guidewire has an APIs as separate, as we have already APIs in that. So wherein these APIs we have to incorporate. Means if you want to conceive the data from one system to another system for any requirements, etc., if you want to generate all that stuff, that can be done using these APIs. So when it comes to the integration developers are concerned, we must be knowing about how these payloads can be created for XML or JSON schemas and or else at the same time mappings. At the same time, we must be knowing about these API configurations, API integration. When we are working on this integration, these are the areas majorly need to know with. In extension, the integration, there are batch processings also, I already told you, because already batch processing configure.xml we have already, right? So if there is any changes you want to make in the batch processes, we can make changes in the batch processing also. For example, customer, we must be knowing about how many people have applied for, how many people are there for renewal, near to renewal. Okay, you want to know that. So automatically system has to send reminders to the people such a way that these people are for the reminders. We have to send reminders to the customers in regular intervals. So everything can be done under the batch processing part. When it comes to the web services and message queues are concerned, both are synchronous and asynchronous processes we have. So integration elements, even web services, at the same time message queues and batch processings. As an integration developer, one must be good and you should be familiar with. Do you understand this? Are you clear,
Uh, yes.
Raman?
And one question, Raj.
Yeah.
What exactly messaging will do? Means batch processing, I got it.
Uh,
Messaging means what exactly?
Messaging queue means, for example, some customer has paid the renewal of the payment or new payment has been paid. Okay. So what
Okay.
will happen when customer has paid? What should happen? You have to create a message queue in such a way whenever there is a customer has paid any new premium or premium renewal, automatically policy document has to be updated and the policy document has to send to the directly to the customer. There won't be any other third party involvement in between. This is called message queue. Message queue means if there is any workflow of the message that you are creating, so everything will be comes under the message queue part, which is an asynchronous one, so that you don't need you as a user or someone, you are not something that you are viewing. Who will be receiving that? Customer is receiving against to the policy payment that they have made. They will be receiving it. That is called message queue. Batch processing means just now I have told you. Web
Yeah, yeah.
services, anyway, you know, right? So if you want to consider the data from one system to another system, for example, claim people are there, right? So claim people wants to verify whether what type of policy that person is holding. Okay, at the same time, they must be knowing about what are the policy benefits, etc. They want to know about everything, all that. So based on that, they have to go further. So this is something generally we call it as web services. Okay, web services and all. Normally we are using RESTful API, not SOAP API. Even SOAP API is secure when you are comparing to RESTful API. SOAP API is secure, but SOAP API is a heavyweight when comparing to the RESTful API. So we have methods even. We have all these get methods, put methods, all that. You must be knowing that. So that is all something will be part of web service. So when we are working from the integration developer, you must be knowing all the three. You must be knowing about web services. You must be knowing about message queues. You must be knowing about the batch processing also. Based on a particular requirement, these changes, etc., everything we have to be used for. This is overall understanding over the role of a Guidewire developer when we are working on the development side of the application. Understood? Because some people may take policy center, some people take claims, some people may be going for billing. Anywhere the same, process remains the same. You don't find any difference because whatever the way you are doing the data model, the same thing will be applied even in claim center also. The same process will be even applied over there. Process remains the same, but you don't find any what we call you don't find any rating or something in claims and billing, right? So because claim rating is majorly confined only to the policy center. Based on the rating configuration, we create a quotation and submit to the customer, so that customers subsequently use it. This is how generally this policy center majorly works with. Understood now? You got it clear?
Yes, and the other question is why they created three separate module just to reduce the complexity,
Which
or
one?
we have separate policy center tools,
Ah,
right? This framework and
ah,
claim center framework and the billing center. Okay,
mm,
kind of currently like Eclipse or any J developer tool, right? It support all kind of applications.
mm,
So even they can configure all those things in a single tool, right? I mean,
mm.
single program. Why there are three separate programs
Because,
like?
because normally when there is any product designing that we have to do, we have an option called product designer. Okay. There is an
Hmm,
option
hmm,
called
hmm.
product designer. So
Okay.
product design means any new LOBs that we are coming up with, we need to configure the product designer, all that. So we have many other. We have data hub, etc. Everything were there. So out of convenience, that's what I said. Because commercially speaking, let's say your organization want only one module. Okay.
Hmm, hmm.
So if it is all the three are combined, you have to buy forcibly, you have to buy all the three modules, even though it is not needed. Okay. Guideware,
Okay.
advantage in Guideware is any one module you can take because process flow for claims as separate, billing as separate, take claims as separate. Three different processes. Okay. Because there is an interconnect as far as the functional job is concerned. But functionally, technically speaking, if you see policy, purpose of policy is different. Purpose of billing and claims will be as separate. So strategically, has given an advantage where even though it's all part of Guidewire Insurance Suite, they have created three different applications, three different modules. So advantage for any customer. For example, if I'm a customer having an insurance company, it reduces my even budget, right? Because I don't need to pay huge amount for all the three. Because successfully I'm using claims and billing at my organization. Successfully it is running. I don't want this to be configured. I don't want this to be transformed. What I want only policy center. Guidewire has the advantage, any one can be taken. So this is advantages for any insurance company to take.
Yeah, got
Reason
it.
why they have given three different modules as well, rather
Okay.
than giving all the three, because some products you see all the three are in the same application only. All the three are in the same application. Some projects will be like, some products will be like that. But whereas this is not the case. This has different. This has this has three different, right? So we have even we have policy as separate, billing as separate, claims also as separate. Any one can be taken by the people of their choice. Did you understand this?
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
This is the basic introduction is today I've given, and tomorrow I'll continue. Right. So I'll start from the policy creations. From their functional side, I'll be starting from tomorrow. And why the flow process, if you know, so that you will be understood well when there is any new requirement is coming, so that you will also be understood well in advance. So that I'll be starting from tomorrow onwards, as usual. Understood?
Yeah. And the other query, Raj, okay. When I'm migrating my legacy insurance application to Guidewire, okay.
Mm.
So I need to create the fresh application in, for example, Policy Center. Okay. I need to create all entities and the workflow, everything from the scratch only, right? There are no ready-made.
Can do, because here we have plugins available. Okay, we have already plugins are available for that. Okay.
Okay.
At the
Okay.
same time, even in Guidewire integration, we have plugins, we have different APIs also available. Okay, using that we can do it. It is not like as the other applications that we do. We can use it.
Mm-hmm.
We can use.
Even in the entity level also, we have any such like uh,
Sorry.
even while creating the entities also,
Uh,
because in my legacy application I have XYZ table. Okay.
mm-hmm.
So the existing databases on top of that, I need to create entities, right? In the policy center.
Mm-hmm.
It's all kind okay. New only I need to create, not like um, uh, very first time at least I need to go with the new entities. Then later, if any changes required, we need to add
Normally,
attribute.
yes, normally when we are going for migration, what we do when there is any renewal came, then only we do the migration. Those old files, new
Mhm.
files will be created automatically. For that
Okay.
we can
Okay.
use API. That's how it
Okay.
works.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
Understood, Alpha? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So tomorrow I'll continue for how this policy flow application and all. I'll explain it tomorrow to you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks, Raj. Bye.